Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Offices Under 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I'm with you with the area of JAIIB. Okay, first of all, I believe this video is something that is based upon the area that all those people who could not clear, or there were certain subjects which they could not clear, but they have
Evening,
cleared
everyone.
a few subjects already because they scored good marks in one of them. So let's talk about it. Congratulations for clearing even a bit of it. I would like to congratulate for even trying, because you would find that there are many people who are not even trying for these examination. So you've taken the first step. So first point is, all those who have cleared the examination, congratulations. All those who felt that they could not do the way they wanted to and they want to grow further, again, I would like to congratulate for that as well, because the point is you are trying. At this point of time, you will see that JIB examination is not that easy game right now. You know? That means the examination that you are doing, you're going for, is not very easy anymore. For that, you really need to sit down, you have to prepare, and your organizations are very, at this point of time, they're demanding. That means you do not get enough time for your studies, even for your family time as well. So how do you manage all of that? Right? Sometimes it happens. Maybe it can work out for someone, but maybe it didn't work out for you. So what is it that we need to take care of when it comes to this examination? What are those specific and the most important things that we can take care of and we can save our next 6 months? Chaliye. Today we'll be talking about the guidance on preparing JIP subject you didn't clear for the first time. You applied for it, but you couldn't clear it. This happens, right? But because of that examination, maybe your aggregate wasn't much or you couldn't clear the examination. So only those examinations were considered in which you have cleared the exam, right? In which you have scored more than, say, in one you have scored more than 50, only that one has been exempted, but remaining you have to still give because of one particular subject. The point is, what is that particular subject? First of all, in the examination, there's one thing. In these professional examinations, nobody fail. It's just an attempt that we couldn't clear. There's a difference between these two. When kids fail, they have to repeat the same class and they have to go through the entire procedure again. In professional life, if we cannot give the examination at one point of time, or we couldn't clear this time, but we cleared it the next time, obviously the entire scenario goes away. है ना? It doesn't matter how much time did I took, but the ultimate situation would be that clearing the examination is the main key. So to clear the examination, we have to sit back and study again. The point is, there is no need to feel demotivated about the fact of not clearing it, but we need to understand the damage what has happened, the damage which has happened, and to what extent the damage has happened. So we know how to cope it up. One of the realities is that if we have to give another 6 months, how do we prevent from spending any further time in JIB? Okay, now let's talk about that part in detail as well. Now, if I talk about the subjects there, we have got Indian economy and Indian financial system. That's the first paper. Then we have paper number 2, that is PPB, Principles and Practices of Banking. Third is Accounting and Financial Management for Bankers. And the last one is Retail Banking and Finance, Wealth Management. All these 4 examinations very difficult for the engineering background people because they do not have any of the basics of this, right? So if you feel that you couldn't give your best or you couldn't clear the particular examination this time, and that makes you someone who is just not able to make it, then don't think that way, right? Because you haven't done these things in detail in your graduation. You are dealing it with directly in your jobs. So obviously the terms and terminologies are very new, and the way of managing these things is again very difficult. So when we talk about the examinations, if you couldn't clear one exam and that made you that made a little trouble for you for the next attempt, that means, for example, let me discuss a case. If someone scored 50 here but scored 41 here, so scored 45 here, and 60 here. So you don't have to give these two exams, but you have to focus on the remaining two, right? You have to score more than 50 in the next examination. So when we are having these kind of dilemmas or we are having these kind of problems, how do we cater our JIB examination? First of all, which subject is more problematic, this one or this one? Sometimes what can happen is your score in one examination can be more, but this is more problematic to you. You yourself know which examination is having a problem and which examination is something that you can still cope up with. So basically what you need to do is you have to find your exam which is your weakness. Is it PPB, is it AFM, is it RPWM or IENFS? Then the next point is prepare and start working on your study planner. Okay, everyone, to give you the reality, according to the work, I can say that you are still left with the November is there right now, right? November is going on. You have November will come as soon as October is over, hardly 2 3 days are left. So I'm not considering October at all. I'll consider November, then we have December, then we have Jan, then we have February, then we have March, and the last is April. We have got this much, you know. Our examination is normally held in May. Now the point is, I've got 1 2 3 4, I've got a good number of months, isn't it? I've got 6 months to prepare. But let's become honest. Do you really think you have 6 months? If you look at the particular scenario, in November you have four Sundays plus your two holidays. During this period, you also get the scenario of Diwali as well, and there are different public holidays in the month of November as well as December. That means in the month of this November, if I try to make it, it can go up to six is already there, maximum 2 or 3 more, so it can be 9 days of November. Then in terms of December, you have the holidays on your Sundays as well as the second and fourth Saturday. That means again I can say 6 days minimum plus a few plus minus 2 days, so that we have 9 days in November, 8 days in December. In the January we have another, let's say, 8 days, because there are certain public holidays here and there now. So normally it is 7 days. So let's take it. In the February month, you have another 6 days there, right? And then in the month of March, with the public holidays and all going on, you might be having 8 days. And in April, you will have around 6 to 8 days again, max. If I consider, I'm just taking any random public holiday that would have happened. So technically, I am having roughly 46 days, maybe less than that even, because I would consider that many of you would be traveling, going somewhere as well, you have personal life as well. That means if I look at these 6 months, you have got around 45 days approx. Those are holidays, and that can be used for your studies, because on a daily basis it becomes very difficult to sit and study properly. So technically what you see as 6 days is not 45 days at all, because in the month of March I've seen many of my the bankers who are studying with me having a problem on Saturdays and even on Sundays, that they're saying that we have audit working going on, so we're a little worried about it. So on Saturdays even we are working. So technically they are coming very late from the office and they're always stressed and not able to focus in the month of March or in the month of April, depending upon the area of their auditings. Now that means I can remove these 2 months, and I have these 4 months where you can prepare properly. And that too, not every single day is available because you are all working. So when we talk about the study planner, one thing you need to be very clear of is it's not about 6 months. You might be having a month or two maximum, depending upon your job profiles. So that means, first of all, let's come out of the scenario that we have time. We do not. First of all, this clarity is required. Second things that happens is that you need to make your own study planner. Do not follow what we are providing. We provide as such. When you are studying with us now, you will see that we provide a study planner, that we are starting from today. The syllabus would be over by this point of time. But the fact is, you are studying online. What's the fun of studying online if you do not prepare your own things? Matlab, when I am studying online, I would always look at the things ki whenever I get time, when I can set my time to study, I will study at that point of time. For example, Let's take a practical example. I am not someone who studies at night. I'm someone who loves to study during the day. My productivity is more during the day. So I'll decide ki nahi. I will study during the day at this point of time. The timing is defined. Study at that time. That means you have to plan your own studies. Prepare those notes. Then one thing is make quick notes. One of the mistakes that I've seen bankers making is they do not give much attention to JIB, and then they are like, we tried, but we couldn't clear the examination. You have to make quick notes. What are you studying on the last day? Are you clear what you want to study in the last week? Whenever I start teaching now, the very first thing I do is I let the bankers know that remember whatever you are studying every single day. If you jot down a few points for your last day, you will never be having a problem there. Because if you try to tell me, ki ma'am, we will go through the entire course again and then we will make the notes, that will not work out. So first thing is whenever you are going through the classes, whatever you are doing, making your own notes, you're studying on your own, whatever you do, make your own quick notes. A hack, if you are using the IIBF book, then you can mark in the book as well. Then mark important videos. That's something that would be really helpful for all the tech savvy people. Look at the YouTube there. If you find certain videos which are helpful for you, mark them, keep in your library so that whenever you get time, you are able to look forward to it. For example, if you're following us, just keep a subscription of it and check out the videos that you're looking forward to and create your own playlist. That might seem too much work at this point of time, but create your own playlist. Whatever you feel is important and you want to note down now, be very clear about that part and jot down your weak links. You have to sit with yourself. You have to understand which particular subject was too tough for you and what is the problem. Is it the problem of basics? Is it the problem of practice? Is it the problem of concepts that you are not able to get which are at advanced level? You need to find that particular weakness of yours and that too related to your topics. Then define your power hour. For example, if I tell you that my power hour would be between 3 to 5 p.m. At that point of time, I can study without any hustle bustle. So I'll try to sit between this time. If you're working and at the same time 3 to 5 is not your power hour, there are people who say that I study best in the morning. So wake up at 6 a.m. and study at that point of time so that you have your power hour towards your maximum productivity. But you have to define your power hour. The day, the moment, the hour, where you have the maximum productivity. Don't sit with the book idle and say, nahi, nahi, I really try to read the book, but I'm not able to clear the exam. The point is, we are answerable to us, it's not anybody else. We are paying for the fees. That is affecting our careers. We are looking at our professional growths. So it is very important that we need to define our power. One of the best things or the coolest things about online teaching or online learning is you define yourself when you want to study, when you want to sit down and do the work. You have the guidance ready for you. And at the same time, it is all about your effort, your way of working. That means most important thing is find out what you can do in terms of your studies. Then track your performance. Weird, but one of the best ways to shame yourself is to track your performance. Look at that particular whiteboard, look at that particular page that where you've written all the goals and track yourself. Where do you stand? What are you doing right now? So when you define all that, only then you will you'll be able to make yourself ashamed ki, Arey, I am way behind my track record. I wanted to grow further, but I'm not able to. You have to feel that pinch, the pain inside you. Ki nahi, I have to study. Otherwise, you cannot. Because we are adults now. When we were kids, whenever we used to deviate, our parents used to scold us, ki, beta, why aren't you studying? At this point of time, nobody else can do that but you yourself. So make those performance based trackers that what you want to do in one particular day. Wait for the ticking of that particular topic. Yes, I am done with it or I am not done with it. Okay? So you have to look forward to that part as well. So track your performance, try to define your power hour, make your quick notes and mark your important videos. Don't wait for all these things for the last month. Always start it whenever you will be starting with your preparation. And do not think, I've already done it, I just have to do it again. No. Start from the scratch as if you know nothing about the subjects and you have to go through them again. This is way better method than just telling yourself, Ki, Acha, I already know the particular subjects, so I don't have to worry about it. That particular attitude really kills us. Acha, in terms of JIIB, what is the particular passing criteria? Now the point is, let's understand what have you done and what are you looking forward to. If anybody has scored more than 50 in any specific exam, you don't have to give that examination again. But if you are giving all the exams together, then if in any exam you scored less than 45, but your total is more than 50%, then you don't have to give the exam again. That means 400 is the total. If you have got 200 marks now, in terms of total there, it's absolutely fine. You are passing, and each subject should be more than 45. If there were any subjects in which you scored less than 45, they have to be repeated. You have failing in that particular subject, you're not able to clear it, right? So that means you will have to look forward towards working on those weak subjects. So first of all, regarding passing criteria, I hope you understand in which particular examination, if you have scored more than 45 in any specific examination, then you would be able to clear only if all the four subjects are given together. Okay, so anybody who has made more than 50 marks in any subject, then you don't have to repeat that subject. One particular problem that I've seen is people thinking about following some certain notes that are available on Google, following certain things which are simpler and easier. One thing you need to be very clear about is you have to follow the IIBF study modules only. I've been teaching from quite a long time in the JIB area, but in the CIB area as well. We never try to tell you that you can go through this or that or XYZ things. It's always better to go through your book itself. Go through your IIBF modules only, that's the only source. Even while teaching, we make sure we cover the entire MCQs that are given in the book, the entire examples that are given in the book. You must have seen, now they are asking exclusively questions from the JIB IIBF book itself. They're not trying to ask questions which are outside the book. They are strictly following their syllabus. Then one easy hack, easy to difficult approach. But whenever you are preparing now, don't try to prepare for the topics like one, two, one and two are very difficult. I'll do that first, and then easy ones can be done at the end only. No. To generate your interest in something, you need to get something achievable. How will I feel that I can achieve a goal if I don't have mini goals defined and I am not able to achieve those mini goals as well? Think about it. If there's a kid, you just leave that kid on the ground altogether. You're not giving them a pram, you're not giving them a support to stand up. There's no wall. How will that kid learn? First of all, you give them a little support. The mini and the tiny moments, they might seem very unfruitful or wasting, but they are helpful. So always make sure when you're starting with the subjects now, start from the easy chapters so that you can develop interest in that particular subject. Once you develop the interest in that subject, then there is no way going back. Then you will definitely enjoy more. Then when to start studying? I won't say that you should start right away. I will never misguide you or give you a very different approach. Ki nahi, nahi, what's the meaning? You can just start studying right away. Sit down today. No. Give yourself a few days and accept the part that, yeah, I'm not able to clear the examination right away. I need some time there. But in terms of time, do not delay a lot. What will happen is after a certain period of time, you will just make it a reality ki I cannot do it. I'm leaving JIB. I will not be able to do it. That demotivating factor once hits you, then you will not be able to sit again. I'm sorry. Currently, you've just given examinations. You are still in the memento of studying. The particular speed, consistency is currently there. So don't give a lot of time in your studies, but give a few days of breathing there so that you can come out of the fact that you have given the examinations and you are focusing upon your long-term goal. So give yourself a little time. Then don't work on specific topics. One particular thing that I've seen bankers saying ki ma'am, this time I want to clear the examination, give me the most important topics. The point is, now they are asking questions from the entire book. They are not dependent on one particular important area. Yeah, one thing that you can see is find out those areas that are more important than the others. The topics which are frequently asked. The topics that you saw in the examination and you are feeling ki I couldn't do justice for those questions. So don't look forward towards the topics. Focus on the larger picture. Focus on the concept. If you know the concept, then obviously you can do more questions. If you don't know the subject, then that's a very big problem. Because not knowing the subject, just knowing the MCQ, it's too dangerous. It's like I have given you an essay on myself, and only those specific lines are subjected to acceptance. Beyond those lines, you won't be able to explain yourself while you know about yourself. The point is, why to limit? If we can focus on the concept and get more marks, why to limit ourselves? That means the concept is power. Focus on the concept rather than focusing on the MCQ. I've seen people asking ki ma'am give me the most important MCQs. I still end up giving them the PDFs of the classes ki nahi, sit down and study this part. Because if this is from the IIBF book, you are studying the book itself. If you are focusing on this MCQ, then it is too dangerous. What if the same MCQ doesn't come in the examination? What you can do is look at an MCQ, then look at the options. You should be knowing about all the options. If you know about the options as well as the question topic, then you have a broader horizon. You will be like, I know the points, I will be able to clear it. One of the keys to success is consistency. You study today, don't study tomorrow. You study tomorrow and then give a gap of maybe a month or two and then you start studying again. What will happen? Your consistency will break together. You need to have the guilt in you that मुझसे नहीं हुआ, आज मैं नहीं पढ़ा, I haven't done today, I haven't studied yesterday, I should study more. That guilt has to be there, and that guilt keeps you going. That is called consistency. Now, if you're looking forward towards the see, first of all, I would say that try it on your own first. What is that? Figure out what is it that you want. Is it the problem related to you, the subject knowledge, or is it the problem of consistency? Because sometimes na, when you are trying to study on your own, you cannot. For example, you ask me, ki, ma'am, you start studying, you start focusing on your health, and you start walking every day. I might start walking every day, but what will happen? Maybe there would be days where I would see my family work or my office work being, I'm overburdened with it. I'd be like, chal gaye, chodiye, the weather is changing, let's leave it. But if I would have paid for my gym, I'll be like, nay, nay, I've paid now. Value for money. Humans, sometimes that gives us on the go. Ki nahi, nahi, I'd paid it, so let's go there. And sometimes what happens is if you have a friend there, then you're like, yeah, chal, my friend is also coming, then I should also go. It's a part of socializing. In terms of the online studying, one thing that you get is you get to get a community of people who are also giving the same examination, and then you can ask them, how are you doing it? That particular thing can also help you, because you know there are so many other people in the same journey. And if you are studying online, not going offline, then in terms of online you can actually define how am I going to do my work. One thing that I always find is in terms of online education is you can define your own timing, you can define your own efforts. So, if you're looking forward towards our courses there, what can you do regarding it? Let me give you a brief view of all the problems and the solutions that we are providing. When we talk about our JIB classes there, what are we providing you? First of all, we are giving currently 81% discount on our all the products of JIB and CIB. And that too, there's a double validity on our Mahapack. That means if you're thinking about our Mahapacks, then what you can do is you can buy it and you can use the code JOY80 and you can buy the courses, and after you have bought the courses, start studying. I would again say give yourself a breather for 2 3 days and then sit down again and start with the easier parts, not with the difficult parts. Because when you take up the difficult part in the very beginning na, that demotivates us, it kills you inside ki अरे मुझसे होता ही नहीं है. That particular thing should not come. You can go on to the area of JIB and CIB. Once you come to the area of JIB and CIB, go on to the area of May 2024. In this area, we have given you Mahapack, we have given you RBI circulars, even the Sankalp batches are also there. The Sankalp batches would be starting soon, but the plus point of Mahapack is you don't have to wait for a new batch to start. All the previous batches that are concluded are available here. New batches would also be available here, and the future batches will also be available here. The Power Pack, MCQ, any other specific batches, special batches that would be launched, all the batches would be available for you. In this, you have got 600 hours of classes. This is only JIB. That means you can get everything regarding JIB in this. What are we getting? You are getting 600 hours of online classes. You are getting the era of test series. There are 349 test series. There are video lectures, ebooks. All these things are available. You can take a 3-month, 12-month, as well as the 24-month plan. In this case, what you'll get is you have applied for 6 months, you paid for 6 months, the remaining 6 months is the double validity available for you. 12 months, then it is 12 months more double validity is available for you. In this area, what can you do? You will get 10 plus hours of mini marathon, 5 plus hours of marathons, practice paper, and even the doubt sessions. All these things would be available for you. And if you're looking forward to it, you just have to click on the area of buy now. Use the code JOYAT and apply it. You will be able to get it for 6,000 right now. One of the lowest prices. If you want to purchase it, you can take it up right away. What happens is, if you are looking forward towards consistency, when you have taken a course, live classes are going on, you are feeling like, I have to watch the live class. That brings you into consistency. Number two, you can look into the videos. In the videos, we are covering up the IIBF book. So when you're looking at the IIBF book, the problem of not following the book will also be solved. Then, thirdly, the most important topics, how to curb them, what is easy and what is difficult. If you're having any problems regarding basics, all the things have been catered in these courses. What should be done first, what should be the sequence of learning process, and how can we improve our working, and how to use calculators for the examination as well. The tricks for the calculation, how can we solve a bigger question. All those things are covered in these particular sessions. So what you can do is you can check out our website or app for further details. Don't forget to use the code JOY80 if you're looking forward towards our courses. And don't feel bad about the examination portion. What you need to think is, if you have lost 6 months of your hard work right now, how to make sure that the next 6 months become the ultimate goal where you have to achieve it. है ना? So mark your time, finish up your particular studies as early as possible. Focus on your revision so that in the examination you are going with much more confidence. Right? So that's it for the day, everyone. I'll be meeting you in our JIB YouTube sessions. So keep a check on it. We'll be meeting soon. And keep on working hard. That's the most important thing. Don't feel disheartened. The most important thing in life is that we keep on going. And at the same time, there's one particular thing that I've heard: change is the only constant. So when the changes are coming up, we have to accept and we have to hurry up. It's because the time is definitely ticking away. Thank you. Bye bye.